And we're live. Welcome everyone. Holler if you hear me. This is Red Jefferson. Red Jefferson. I didn't read that part. That wasn't. Red Jefferson here with Loser Leaves Wrestling. Loser Leaves Wrestling, and this is the woo woos and what's of AEW Dynamite. I'm flying solo tonight. Flying solo because Roy is at the show. I repeat, Roy is at the show with Buseman. So our good friend of the show, John Buseman, is in the crowd. I'm going to need your participation. I'm going to need your participation tonight. Throw in some comments, throw in some questions. I want to hear it all. I want all the juicy bits. Give it your all, because I'm going to be giving it mine. I hope you're all with me. Let's get a good clap. All right, we're all in this together. I was told, thank you so much. Chica Marx is in the chat. Thank you so much. I was told that online, just to clarify some things, that the soundboard, don't overdo it. There were some comments online saying that maybe it could have gotten overdone. So we're going to, I'm going to relax with that a little bit because we have a lot of content to cover. I'm going to do it today. Joe writes, the soundboard is back. More wrestling sounds, please. Mucho respecto. We're working on a soundboard with our own picked phrases. We're working on that, but thank you so much for the feedback, Joe. Tell that to Rock Langois. I think Rock Langlois, because they said that watch it, and I get it. I'm not. There's no disrespect there, Rock. We love you. Make sure to call the hotline. Call the hotline, and I'm picking up the phones today. That's right. If you call the hotline, 201-574-7222, you're going to be on the air with Loser Leaves Wrestling. Please, you sound off and sound on. We'd like to hear your thoughts about the show. We got Joe saying, also, Roy isn't here. Red is right. He's always right. Thank you so much, Joe. We appreciate it. Chica Mark says, to whoever said that, boo. No. Rock is making a good point. I cannot overdo the soundboard. It will become a problem, and it has become a problem with me specifically in the past. People got really upset with it. Brooklyn Bleak says, nah, more nonsense, please. We'll see how it goes. But I appreciate your support, Brooklyn Bleak, and thank you so much, Chica Marks, Joe. Let's start with the show. They're in Austin tonight, baby. That's where Roy is. That's where a few other friends are, friends of the show. They're very excited. So they're in Austin, and they start off the night with CM Punk and Dax Harwood. And what a match. I think this was the match of the show. Right off the bat, they brought up these two hard-hitting guys. Dax looks really good here. Dax looks really good right now. Everything Dax does, I believe. I like his size. I like his look. Everything about, big fan. And CM Punk was on tonight. I was worried for a while that CM Punk was kind of actually like struggling to breathe. And he is, he is an older guy, for wrestling's sake. Sorry, I'm just cracked open my White Claw Surge. I don't know if I could say that on here. Is Uncle Mo at the show? I don't think so. He would have told me. I hope he would have told me. We're going to reach out to Uncle Mo and find out. Thank you so much. S is in the chat. But yeah, CM Punk looked great tonight. Dax looked great. The Ass Boys were in the crowd. And it was just a great back and forth match, and it ended up with Anaconda Vice for the win. CM Punk wins that one. Very great, great match. I'm very excited to see more Dax Harwood as a singles, because I think there's money there. I think he's great. I really think he's great. Let me know what you think. Joe writes, use the force. It will guide you to the adequate amount of soundboard Usury. I think that's a good point. That's 1 point for Joe. Everyone's getting, that's how we're going to do that now. That coin sound is now points, that you get points. And if you do something bad, you get one of those. That's a great use of the soundboard. We're working together. We're using the force. Thank you so much, Joe. Brooklyn Bleak, I like how AEW actually builds up wrestlers. Yes and no, right? Like there's the good ones, like I feel like they're doing a great job with FTR at the moment, but I don't think they built them up in the beginning. I think they're doing a good job with Dante Martin, but what are they doing with people like Ruby Soho? So it's really, it's a flip of the coin. But I do appreciate what you're saying about Dax Harwood and like people like Dante Martin and stuff. Next up, we got Jericho Appreciation Society. They're just mentioning that they show this backstage thing where Jericho's talking to the camera, and they show a picture of John Silver and Jericho from maybe 2007, the 5 through 7 somewhere. It's when Jericho had the late stages Metallica haircut. It was just to show some context. There's going to be a match tonight with John Silver and Alex Reynolds versus Jericho and Daniel Garcia. They're just hyping that up. But also 2.0 is there, and 2.0 and Jericho work great. I'm a big fan of this faction right now. And what do they call him? Magic Danny or something like that? We're gonna find. Well, I wrote it down somewhere in my notes, but whatever they named that Macho Man guy that everyone thinks looks and acts like Macho Man, love everything about him. And now that name, whatever it is great. Big fan of it. Let us know what you think. But let me know what you think. Joe writes, Ass Boys need to use the Danhausen made theme. They would be world champions based on that alone. That's an interesting thought, Joe. That's an interesting thought. That'd be good business for Danhausen. That'd be good, some good money there to be able to license a song to Tony Khan. He'll pay it. Joe writes, love Jericho and his new crew. Hopefully he can make them stars instead of it being all about him. That's a good point. He didn't do a good job with the intercept. I don't like that. Great point, Joe. You get a point. So we got to move on. We got to move on out of there. We got the 8-man tornado tag, and boy, was this a whirlwind of a match. Actually pretty fun. Sometimes these bash 'em ups can be a little confusing and a little annoying. But this one felt right. It was a little nonsensical. So we get Darby just racing out and smashing into the Butcher immediately. And while they're distracted with that, for some reason, Private Party's just like, what? What is he doing? Like, they don't attack Darby. They're just like, why'd you do that? Like, we're getting ready to fight. It was very weird, but it was only to distract so that Sting could jump off the top. It's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. I was very excited for all of it. They battle into the crowd. Darby gets thrown down some stairs, which looked scary because Butcher's the one that did it. Thanks. And then we get Sting holds the Butcher down while Jeff Hardy climbs a ladder, and he swantons onto the Butcher and the Blade, which was a pretty, just a cool moment for them. Then we get this awkward Sting, Matt Hardy thing. Sting's clearing house in the ring, doing a great job. And the Private Party's about to get the gin and juice, and they do it. And Sting's supposed to catch and then go for the Scorpion Death Drop, but he kind of slips a little bit. And he falls down. And Matt Hardy gets the other Private Party member in with a twist of fate, and he's holding it forever for Sting to get back up. But that's how we get a double finish there. We get the win. Hardy's, Darby, and Sting win that match. And it was a good match. I really liked it. What do y'all think? We have some comments here. Brooklyn Bleak, Daddy Magic or Magic Daddy? Lol. V-lol. I agree. V-lol. I think it's Daddy Magic. Magic Danny? I think it's Magic Daddy. But honestly, Daddy Magic's pretty good too. I think it should be mixed around. S says he's called Magic Daddy. Okay, Magic Daddy. But I think I'm going to call him Magic Danny from now on. You're just the best, Red. No, S, you're the best. We're all the best right now. We're doing a great job. I think we're doing good stuff. But I do think that this was a fun match. This tornado tag was a lot of fun. Holler out what you think. I think it deserves a... that's when you do something real good. I have to be careful with these buttons too. A little thing that I should be careful of is copyright, because one of our videos got F-worded. No, that's not the word. God, there's no word. Flagged. We got flagged. But I have to stop saying that because the spiders hear that. We can't say words that the spiders hear. The YouTube Google spiders that pick up the legal thing. I think I'm making this up now. Actually, this sounds completely ridiculous that I'm talking about Google spiders. We have to move on. And I just have to be careful what I play. Moving on, we got Brian Daniels. Oh no, we got Tony with FTR in the back. Tony Schiavone's with FTR in the back, and they're just talking about. They end up talking about the Ass Boys, and they're just Dax is like, yeah, I don't have even the respect to call you Ass Boys. I'm going to call you Billy's Kids or something like that. It was whatever, but that's who they're going to feud with next. I'm interested. But we'll see where that goes. I am excited to see what they're going to do moving forward. We'll find out. Next, we got Bryan Danielson and Moxley versus the Varsity Blonds. We have some comments here. We have S Swantons from a ledge 20 feet in the air or so. Read, don't underplay it. Magic Danny. I'm not underplaying the Swan. It was a cool moment. I was being honest. It was a cool moment. It's just that we've seen. I don't care about big dramatic. Personally, I don't. It's not my thing. But it was very impressive. Not trying to take it away. He is 40 plus years old, so it's very impressive. I'm just saying that we need it. Like, it was fun. I'm not trying to take away. Joe writes, Yo quiero Taco Bell, and I don't know why. We all love Taco Bell. We all need Taco Bell. I don't. It's not why do we need to know why? You know, it's kind of like why is the sky blue? Don't leave. We have to keep moving on. Bryan Danielson and Moxley versus the Varsity Blonds. And what I love about how they start off these matches, and they've been doing it the first couple times, is immediately Mox throws them outside and starts beating away at them, while Bryan Danielson just starts picking away at them in the ring. It's these little things that they're doing that kind of make them gel as a team. And it's kind of fun. I'm really enjoying their little run. Varsity Blondes were there. They did fine. And Julia Hart still got an eye patch, and she seems very disinterested. It's very interesting. What is she so disinterested in? What did that poison to her eyes do? So we have to find out where that's going. But they're just do a great job. I think they do a great job, Bryan Danielson and Moxley. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how where they turn up. If they're going for the championships, I think they are great in that scene. It's a great way to use both of them without having them be in the main event. This is really fun. But we get them, Varsity Blondes, bless their hearts to death. I like Griff a lot. Brian Pillman Jr., he's got a lot of heart. And he's got a lot of fighting spirit. I just wish there's just a disconnect from me. I'm not sure what it is, but I want him to succeed. We have some comments here from some people that are there currently. So we have S saying, speaking of running for the border, man, was Vicky Guerrero racist tonight? Yep, we're going to get to that. Trust me. Brooklyn Bleak, Sting is doing all these dives, but Goldberg has only wrestled a total of 43 minutes since 2016. He's been champ twice too. Actual Goldberg stats. Very interesting. That's actually very interesting. And yeah, it's very impressive to see what Sting is doing at this point. That's a great side by side, honestly. It's very interesting. Tony says, Red fears the Swanton boom. Well, yeah, that's what I do. I fear the Swanton boom. Roy Lazarus says, Sting is the... And hey, Tony, how are you? Roy's in the chat. Roy is over in Austin right now. He's at the show, must be just leaving. Sting is the greatest wrestler. Yeah, he did a great job tonight. We talked about it a little bit. He did a great job, except for that Stinger death drop, that Scorpion death drop. That was it's not one of what he'd say. We'll give him some slack, right? Brooklyn Bleak says, "Lol, Vicky was very loose tonight." Vicky, well, we're going to talk about that. Well, I have very interesting thoughts, and obviously, we'll talk about it in just a moment. But yeah, so Bryan Danielson and Moxley beat the Varsity Blondes with some striking maneuvers and then their individual submissions. Then Mox gets on the mic and he's like, I'm a very lucky man. Moxley talks about how he's a very lucky man, but he I got distracted by the chat. This is the issue with doing a show solo. He's saying he's a very lucky man to be in the ring with William Regal's lordship, he calls him, and Bryan Danielson. And he talks about how special this relationship of violence is. He's like forged through violence. He says something along those lines. And it's just a very I think it's kind of like a rebound to set expectations about what we're supposed to see from this, because I think William Regal went a little off the rails last week or so. But we'll see where that goes later on. But I'm excited for it. I want to see them as tag champs or going for the tag picture. I think it'd be very interesting. Let me know what you think. We have some comments here. I have to stick with the comment section, then go to the stories. Joe writes, Jeff is great, but now hasn't he learned that less is more? We don't need him taking crazy spots every match. As Broken Matt would say, don't be a spot monkey. That's true. Broken Matt would say that. Yeah, I don't need to see him do terrible things all the time. You know, S says, Roy's in the chat. Clang. You're damn right. Give a clang clang. I wish I had some chains, but he'll get a boy. I think that's pretty good. That's hey, Roy, jump to you. Moving on. We got to keep talking till this is over. MJF comes out with Spears to the ring. Come out to the ring. They have some security detail watching the entrance, just in case Wardlow comes by. And he starts talking about how he starts referring to Wardlow as a pig, as a greedy little pig. And he made Wardlow who he is by bringing him on, signing him to his exclusive contract. He's not an AEW wrestler. He is working for MJF. So he wants to make that clear, and that he's breach of contract, which I said last week. We all remember that. Then he starts saying, like, someone says something in the crowd that just gets him lit up. MJF lit up. I don't know what it was, but he's like, I'm going to crucify Jesus. Crucify Wardlow as if he were Jesus. Very intense. He didn't say he was going to crucify Jesus. He says he's going to crucify Wardlow as if he was Jesus. And it just got very intense, very quick. And I don't know what was said in the crowd. I'm very curious to hear what was said. I'll find out from our inner spies. But it got very intense at the end. And then he called Wardlow's mom a skank. He called her a skank. Then Wardlow comes out and he beats up the security guards. And then he's going to make MJF pay. It really doesn't do much because the security stops him from getting in the ring. MJF says that he's going to pay for him to stay at home, that he can't really do anything. It's just a bunch to extend the feud. He's saying also the Pinnacle's not dead. That's a question that we've been asking for a little bit. Is the Pinnacle dead? What's going to happen with the Pinnacle? Is FTR still the Pinnacle? MJF says at the end of this promo that the Pinnacle's something's going to happen with them next week. We're going to find out all this very exciting stuff. And Spears is definitely a part of the Pinnacle. Maybe not Tully, FTR maybe. We're going to find out next week. Some comments here. Chica Marks, Roy, could you see how nuts the spray tan looked on MJF's hands? I know we share a special appreciation for its evolution. It is a very interesting thing. I would love to see a side-by-side or picture-picture comparison through the stages of his spray tan. Brooklyn Bleak, I see a turn down the line between Mox and Danielson. What do you see? Tell me. Would you see the Mox turning on Danielson, Danielson turning on Mox, William Regal turning against both of them, them turning against William Regal, which would be interesting? Brooklyn Bleak, did the crowd say some Jewish crap to MJF? That's what I'm worried about. I'm honestly worried about that. I hope it wasn't anything bad. Roy says, I can't wait to watch it back and see his spray tan. The crowd was chanting for a dude dressed Jesus during his promo, and he took control back so well. He's king. So it was some sort of reference to Jesus being in the crowd. That makes a lot more sense. And I'm glad that makes more sense for the crowd, but it didn't make good sense for TV. We did not see that. So we'll talk about it. Joe writes, that's a pretty crazy thing to say, especially from someone who is Jewish. Yeah, it was. Well, I think it was in response to the Jesus thing, which makes sense. Tony, I can see FTR turn face from this. Yeah, I already see them turning face. I thought that was the thing. Yeah, I agree. Joe says, oh, Jesus watches AEW now. God used to tag with the McMahons. That's true. Vince McMahon did have a tag match with Shane against Shawn Michaels and God. What was that? Someone's got to tell me that. Well, I forget exactly the circumstances, but Vince McMahon did have a match against God or with God in some capacity. It was in 2005. Let me know what you think. 2007. It's around the DX time, but we got to keep moving on. Tony backstage with the best friends, and they're upset at Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta, Trent says, they're trying to talk to Wheeler, Tony and Wheeler, but Trent immediately interrupts and is just like, I never liked you, but they trained you and now you're hanging out with us, it's fine. But you backstabbed them and I don't like that. And he's just like, whoa, I just want to become the best wrestler. Great response. He wants to become a best wrestler. And like, maybe you could understand that, something along those lines. But I like this from Wheeler Yuta. I like this kind of like, giving him a little bit more dimension. And I enjoy that. Like, he wants to be a great wrestler. Now we know something about Wheeler. We can actually care about Wheeler now because we know he has something going on. So now that's exciting. I like that little promo there. Then after that, we get Adam Cole versus Jay Lethal. Honestly, I said that freaking CM Punk and Dax was a highlight of the show, but this was a great match too. Jay Lethal, honestly, we all saw him in Impact or TNA back in the day as Black Machismo, and he's constantly doing the mannerisms. He's doing the Macho Man stuff. He's doing a little Ric Flair stuff. I think he should lean into that more because that's obviously what he really enjoys. And he knows it gets over, and he's got this connection with the audience that known him for years as that. Do a little bit more of that. I'm not asking you to come out full doing Macho Man impersonation. I just like the idea of maybe like bring back the look a little bit, maybe kind of do a little bit more of that in the ring because he enjoys it so much. He loves that character. But that's my take. But great match against Adam Cole. They both had a fun time. Great match, great back and forth stuff. And then we get a low blow and the boom for the win. Not much to say about this other than that was a good match. And I really enjoyed it. I hope everyone else did too. We put a lot of hard work into it. Brooklyn Bleak says, well, MJF curses out kids at signings. He legit doesn't care. MJF is the best. Joe writes, MJF is the best, but sometimes he does go too far. What time he did go too far? It was Brian Pillman. And then they're talking about Brian Pillman's widow and Brian Pillman Jr.'s mom. And that was a little rough. He does go too far sometimes. And he also says some pretty sexist stuff a lot. I remember in that one campaign, I think it was against John Moxley, he was saying that he was doing a lot of like Trumpy type of like campaigning to say that he's going to be the next champion, something along those lines. And he said a lot of sexist stuff. So yeah, he really does need to tone it down sometimes. S says Mox Danielson beat the Jungle Boys at Double or Nothing, set up a bunch of great matches. Did they beat them at Double or Nothing? I don't remember that. Or are you saying they should beat them at Double or Nothing? Maybe that's probably what you're saying. That would be great. I would love that. I would love to see where they could take this team and what this whole storyline of these two main eventers that just want to be violent and just want to see who else comes with them. Make this a little fight club. Make this a fight club with William Regal at the helm. Hell yes. Hell yes. Moving on. After the Adam Cole match, Adam Cole gets on the mic and he says he deserves that belt, that championship belt more than anyone. Absolutely anyone. And he says that Adam Page doesn't have the guts to fight him. Then Adam Page comes out. He power walks out there. Takes off his belt, and starts slapping out Adam Cole and Red Dragon. He's just slapping around. Then he gets low blowed. Then the beat down. And Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus come running out with their belts. They come running out with their belts in their hands. I don't know why. It's just kind of weird to run with a belt just in your hand, not wearing it. And then just to fly into the ring and not, I don't know, it's just strange. But on Adam Cole's way out, he took Page's belt. Maybe it was just caused confusion. I don't know what's going on. But he has his belt, so he's holding it as he backs away. I always like this. I always like when the bad guy steals the belt. And now it's like, even though he doesn't have the championship, it feels more like you want your belt back, come take it. I love that. Love that stuff. That's a fun way of going about having another match. Moving on, then we get Tony with Sammy and Tai in the ring. We get Tony with Sammy Guevara and Tai, and now it's official. They're on-screen lovers. They're on-screen lovers, and we're gonna watch this now. Sammy says he always wants to give people a show. He always wants to give people a show, and he does that all the time. He gives you a people show, and people say all the time, oh, I'm going to be in a wheelchair or I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to pay for it later. He's like, well, I don't care what happens later because I care what's happening right now. And you guys love me right now. And it honestly, I just wanted to be like, yo, bro, let's talk. It didn't feel like, oh, like this is amped up. He's so extreme. It felt like, man, this guy needs an outlet. This guy needs an emotional outlet because he's looking for a lot of love from people. For these terrible things, and he doesn't realize people could love him on his own. Pam loved him on his own. I don't want to bring up Pam. Maybe he watches this. He might watch the show. But either way, I did not like that, and it felt weird. Then Tai jumps in, and she's saying some stuff. What does she say? She wants revenge. They want to fight. Ty and Sammy want to fight. They want to fight Paige Van Zant and someone from Dan Lambert's team. Dan Lambert comes out. He starts ripping apart everything. Austin, he starts talking up his team. Then he says some sexisty stuff. And then he's like making fun of them. And he's like, I'm the best TNT champion, picks up the belt, kisses it. And then Sammy and Tai are like, if you knew what we did to those belts, you wouldn't be putting your mouth to her, kissing it, insinuating that they came on the belts. That's what we're to assume, right? That they came on the belts, and that's what they were doing. And they said to the entire AEW roster, like, yo, when we have the belts, we fucking come on them. So that's what they were trying to say. That's what it felt like. Does anyone have any other? It was just a weird thing to say. Maybe I'm crazy. We have some comments here. Yeah, I was saying that it's what they should do. Think of Mox Danielson versus FTR. Yep. Versus the Lucha Bros. Okay. Versus Jericho Garcia. Cool. Red Dragon. Cool. So many amazing matches. Yeah, that would be great. I'm not saying I don't like the Lucha Bros. I just need a break from them. I've been lucha'd out. Not Lucha Libre out, Lucha Bros out. Joe writes, please don't focus on Sammy and his relationship. Rather see him with a damn cue cards. No, you wouldn't. Let's not joke here. Let's not try and tell them that they should use the cue cards. That's a bad idea. We hate the cue cards, and we want that to go away first, no matter what. Please smash the like button. I forgot to say that before. I need every smash. Smash likes, please. Go on other phones, smash the like button. It would be helpful. Brooklyn Bleak says wrestlers backstage are like caged hamsters. Everybody is with everybody. Yikes. What do you know, Brooklyn Bleak? You got to tell us more. Call the hotline 201-574-7222. We want to hear your comments. We want to know what gossip you got. Any pictures you got too. I'll take them all. I don't care what you sent. I will not respond, but I want all the things. We'll mention on the show. That's what we'll do. Brooklyn Bleak says, oh yeah, Lucha. Yeah, he said called her Lucha Horus. Not very nice. Not cool. And Joe writes, classy respect for the belts. Way to make them mean something with baby Sammy's all over it. Gross, Joe. That's gross. I think I said it pretty gross, and then you said it in a grosser way. We got to keep moving on. Because we can't stay on that belt issue the entire night. You need to add your analysis of this segment for the soundboard. I want to hear came on the belts in every episode. Well, maybe we will. Maybe that's going to go on the soundboard. We're going to find out. Thank you so much for the support for the soundboard. I have been. Why not? You deserve a coin. That's a point for a great comment. Next up, we have Swerve. Just a little quick promo. Talk about how he wants the FTW title from Ricky, because Ricky's all fast talker and whatever, and he doesn't like him. So I'm very excited to see this. I like Swerve. I like Ricky a lot. So yeah, very good. Next, we get Layla versus Red Velvet. All the matches on this card were great, actually. Come to think of it, this was a really, really fun match. Layla and Red Velvet, because Layla and Red Velvet have had separately in individual matches spots where they're sloppy, they look a little unmotivated, they look a little lost. They gel so well together. They hit so hard. Red Velvet looks great. My issues with Red Velvet in the past were that maybe she was a little bit more timid than I would have liked. She wasn't as aggressive. Now she's aggressive. She's ripping Leyla Hirsch's head off, and Layla hits hard. A different style. A big fan of this match, and they did a great job. The finish, we see Leyla Hirsch underneath the ring grabbing that ring wrench, and she puts a little something in her back pocket, in her back tights, goes in with the wrench, about to hit her. Ref sees it, take away wrench. She pulls out this metal ring, bam, knocks it, bam. You like that? You like those air horn? No. Wish I had a punch noise. Let's not focus on that. But yeah, hits Red Velvet, knocks her lights out, and then she gets the win. And then as Leyla Hirsch is beating her down, giving her an armbar after the match, really adding insult to injury. And then Statlander comes out, beats the crap out of Layla, throws her out of the ring. We're going to see Layla Chris Statlander. I'm excited for it now. I wasn't before, but Layla and Red Velvet have been putting on some really intense matches. And if it's going to be anything like that, all for it. All four of these matches. Great job, people. After that, we get Tony with Jade, and she's planning a celebration. What is she going to plan? What is the TBS champion going to plan? A celebration fit for her queen. We're all very excited for it. Something green. I heard. Oh, I forgot to add my other lights. I'm slacking. I'm sorry. Moving on. We got Tony with Thunder Rosa. Tony with Thunder Rosa. And immediately just talks about her title win. They want to celebrate. They're in Austin, her home state. Then Vicky comes out saying, excuse me. I love that. I think she's great. But then she's talking a little bit about how she's not a real Texan and kind of saying some racisty things. I don't like that, but I do like Vicky. I just wish they didn't go that direction. It wasn't necessary. Kind of saying that she's not a real Texan because she was born in Mexico. And then she said it in a weird way, a weirder way than I'm saying it right now, a weirder way, which was rough. We don't like that, but we do like Vicky. We like Vicky. And then Nyla Rose comes out, rushes Thunder Rosa, beats her up. And that's setting up a feud between those two. I think that's a fine way of going about it. It's a good match for Thunder Rosa. I just hope Thunder Rosa's healed. We've been noticing that she's just been a little slower, and some people are saying that she was injured. Let us know. Let us know if you know any insider information. Okay, next up, the main event. We're at it. We're here, the main event of the evening. It's going to be a shorter episode. I don't have the back and forth, and it's all about the back and forth. It's all about the back and forth. But I appreciate all of you. Joe writes, with a new women's champ, do you think they'll care more about the title now? I definitely believe that that's possible. I think they should. I think they can. It seems like they're showing more of an emphasis on women's wrestling these days. Like with the Layla Hirsch stuff, we're having multiple segments now. I'm excited for the future. Joe, I'm excited for the future. Main event: Silvers and Reynolds versus Jericho and Daniel Garcia. Started off kind of rough. I don't know about anyone else, but it seemed like the timing was off on everything. Jericho starts off with John Silver, and he's kind of doing the, like little guy thing, like kind of slapping him in the face and kind of pretending he's a kid. Then they start fighting, and then there's some dives outside the ring that were a little weirdly planned, and it just was awkward. Then we get a commercial break. And at the end of the commercial break, when we get back, it's a different match. They're fired up. They're excited. John Silver's kicking the crap out of, I believe it was Jericho when we get back to the ring. Just a different match. What did I say? Jericho stars. Oh, there was this one part that was interesting right before the commercial break. Jericho kicks the stairs and he pretends that he was hurt, causing Dark Order to be kicked out. It was a nice little touch. But after the commercial break, John Silver's on fire. And they just go back and forth. Daniel Garcia sneaks in, gets a deep sharpshooter, really good-looking sharpshooter. After Jericho hit Alex Reynolds with something, I don't think they clarified what it was, but yeah. So it was a very good match. DG gets the win with the sharpshooter there. I feel like it was like story of two matches. There's just one before the commercial break, one after the commercial break. But I am excited for the Jericho Appreciation Society. I would like to see John Silver and Alex Reynolds thought of a little bit more seriously as a tag team, or separate. Let Johnny Hungee go off, or let Johnny Hungee do some single stuff. Not get rid of Dark Order, but just let him do some more single stuff. I think it'd be interesting. Chico Marks writes, Red, you're doing great work. Bless you. Brooklyn Bleak, did you see the award show on YouTube? Jade Cargill thanking all the simps that voted for her to get the awards still has me laughing afterwards. That's awesome. Bless Jade Cargill. I did not know that. She's getting a coin. And so are you, Brooklyn Bleak. Joe Redlet says, Red is killing it tonight. Aww. And a coin for you. S, you are doing great work, Red. We appreciate your hard work. Thank you so much. No one's getting a fart. We're having some fun here. Wow, what a fun time we've had. Definitely push the limits of where my energy can take me. Definitely fighting hard, fighting the good fight, along with all you, the LLW universe. We got some big news happening soon. We got some big announcements happening this weekend, this Saturday at the Weekly Wrestle. Be sure to check it out. Smash the like button. Call the hotline 201-574-7222. Leave us messages. We're going to be more consistent with how we review the hotline. We're going to be more consistent with updating the hotline. because you deserve all the best hotline gossip. You deserve all the best hotline gossip, and you better call. Find out. Oh, everyone give a honk for Roy and John Buseman and Moet. Give a honks for everyone. Smash the like button for everyone. Loser Leaves Wrestling on Instagram, Twitter. It's Loser Leaves Pod on Twitter. loserleavespod@gmail.com. Check us out on TikTok, Loser Leaves Wrestling. And check us out in the Weekly Wrestle this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And my name is Red Jefferson. You can follow me, Red_Jefferson. I'm giving this information out, Red_Jefferson at Instagram. And follow Two Cute Brothers on Instagram for live shows in Los Angeles area. Thank you all so much for your time. Have a great night. Bye. Wait, hold on.
Ole. 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 Ole.